So for the first task, I will have to design an algorithm and then print the sum of 1, 2, 3 to an upper bound determined by the user input. So first of all, I will change the name of the program into repetition. Repetition. So it said that to an upper bound determined by the user input. So I'll make a prompt for user to input the upper bound. So upper bound, and then and equal invert to 90 um, console dot readline. Done. And then tell me to compute the average as a double. So I will average equal to, so average is double. So to get the answer as a double, I have to cast the sum to a double. So sum divided to program. Then I'll now the answer. Sum um, average. Then I'll want to test the program. So let's say 100 of the user input, and then I get sum equal to 50/50, and then average is 50.5. So it's just like the answer in the sheet. That's all for last one. So for the task two, I will use the while loop instead of the for loop. So I will turn all of this to comments. Okay. And starting with the while loop. This like mhm. Okay. I'll check the code. Maybe 100. Mm. Oh, wait, I forgot this type code. Sorry. I'm running again. It print out the right answer, sum equal to 50/50, and then average equal to 50.5. So first of all, the difference between the for loop and the while loop is the for loop, you have to put all of the condition into the condition of for, so it will have some initializer, some condition, compared condition, and then this one is for update. So initialize will be declare the number, integer number, and assign it with one. The condition will be number less than equal to upper bound, and the update will be number plus plus, mean add one to number each time loop. But with the while loop, we only put the condition like number smaller and equal than upper bound. We will initialize it first, put the condition, and then put the update inside of the while loop. And the second difference is with the for loop, we use it when we know exactly how many times it loops. But with the while loop, we will not know. So it maybe loops how many times it wants, like 100 and so on. So this one is the while loop. It's just we use it when we don't know how many times it will loop. And the for loop, we will use it when we know exactly how many times it loops. That's all for the testing. And coming with the task tree, I will uh change the while loop here into the do while loop. So I will turn this into comment first. And then I start coding. Wait. No, open, no. Oh, what's going on here? And then unbreak this place. And then the while condition. So uh, number less than equal to about, and then I will run the program. Yeah, we still get the correct number, correct answer, but we can see the biggest difference between the for and while loop with the do while loop is it will in the do while loop it will always run the program once, then it will check it will plus the number to the sum and then add to the variable of number with one, and then after that it will check the condition here, so it always run once. But with the for and the while loop, it will always check the condition first, and then it will start the loop. That's the biggest difference between the do while loop and the for and while loop. So coming to the test file. In test file, I will find existing issues for all the code presented. Then this is the first one. So as you can see here, that this one is in the while statement, we have to include this one, the bracket. if we don't include the bracket, it will only affect the first row, this row with the while. So the loop will only run that. It checks the statement, see less or equal to 5, and then it run the product equal to product multiple with 5. I will use some printout statement to check the answer. Yeah, we can see that it will check the condition and then run the loop correctly. And because if the product value is 0, so when it might when it multiple with 5, it will always stay 0. So I will try to change the value to another number to check if it's run properly. So maybe 2. Yeah, it should be correct now. Yep, coming with the second one. So with this one, so this an infinite loop. I will print it out first. So right line. Um, yeah, some and now maybe B, B. Yeah, as you can see here, it's an infinite loop because uh, variable A is assigned with 31, and then it said the condition is A not equal to B, but B is always uh, even, always odd. So wait, always even. So the condition is always correct. So if we change into an even number like 32, we can the loop will end. Yeah, it will end after looping from 2 to 32. That's the only problem with this code. So we move to the third one. With this one, the problem is we didn't assign any value for the variable total, so it cannot do the mathematical things in the loop. So if we assign it with just a value, let's say 0, it will run properly. I will ask the print statement to check it. Total and yeah, now it will print out all the stuff here. But if we don't assign it with any numbers, it will causing error. Yeah. So this is not the correct answer because it just print out like some random number in the cache. So we have to assign it with just any value, and then it will print out the right number. Yeah. So moving to the next one. With this one, so we have to declare the variable e outside of the loop so that so that it can run the loop because this one is not declared. So when it declared right here, it cannot. Uh, so the y in the condition is not assigned with anything because the integer y equal to 0 is inside the loop. So basically, we have to declare it outside of the loop so that it can run properly. Yeah, right here. That's the only problem with this code. Moving to the next one. So with this one, because the value of z is 0, so the loop will never run, and then it will cause error. So basically, we just change the number to any value that bigger than 0. Maybe let's say 5. And then it will run the code. What- Hmm, what's the problem here? Need to- So the problem is just about the format when I copy from the on track. So just change it into any value that bigger than 0, and everything is fine. Yeah, everything is fine. With the next code, let's say this one. So in the for statement, we will not use this punctuation. We always use this one, not the comma. Yeah, just that. It will print like a 99 0 and 99 hello statement. Or the last one, we always have some format issue when I copy it right from the on track. In here, we have to declare right one, so it should be the letter I in the lowercase. And just that, let's have a try. And I see that the problem is just right. Yeah. So for integer equal to 1 and then I bigger than 10. So because it never bigger than 10, so the loop is not running, just change it into lower than 10. And then it will plus plus, and until it bigger than 2, it will write out the flower. Yeah, just that this that's the end of the fourth test. Okay, so for the test file, I will rewrite the following fragments of code using for loop instead of while loops. So this is the code in the while loop. So I will rewrite it. Right. So we still have just we declare this one and throw the sum into the while loop into the for loop. So sum 0 and then sum less or equal to 350 bracket sum plus equal to j and then j plus equal to 5 Everything should be fine. All right, I will also print out this sum and the J to prove that it print out the right answer. So console dot write line sum so write by J. I will run the program. So this is the answer. Minus 5, 0, minus 5, 5, and 0. I will have a check with the output. So copy changes to comment and this to code. Then print out. Yeah, it will also print out the same answer. Minus 5, oh, minus 5, 5, and oh. So basically the two codes are the same. And for the second one, I will also change it into the for loop. So into comment for integer x equal to 0, x less than 500. And then console x equal to x plus 5. Yeah, that's all. Maybe we can print out. No, no. Yeah, that's all for the code. I will try it. So it will run from 0 to 495. I will have a look at the outcode. So run it. Yeah, it print out exactly the same answer from 0 to 495. And that's all for the 5 tests. So for the 6 tests, first of all, I will change the class file name to guessing number. Okay, so first of all, I will create an integer variable called name and set it equal to 5. Then I will create another variable called guess so that the user can guess a number, can prompt the answer. So I will have to write the code that if the users enter number 5, print you have guessed the number, well done. And if they do not enter 5, continue to prompt the user to enter a number until they enter 5. So I will use the do while loop. Wait, first I will print the prompt. So yes, number 10. And then yes, well, then I'll open the do while loop. So if Yes. You guess the number. Well done. Then I want to wait. I will. So I think the best condition is when guess is not equal to number, and then if else it will print the you have guessed the correct number. So maybe like guess wrong. Trying to guess again. And then outside of the while loop will be you have guessed a number. Um, so I will run the program. Oh, wait, input the wrong condition. This one. I will run the program again. As you can see here, it will have a infinite loop. So I will use the debugging mode to check where I'm wrong. So first of all, we start the debugging. Okay, so I will add a breakpoint here. At this one, we will run it again. Mm, So as you can see here, so the guess number is 1 and the number is 5. So it will then check this condition. So 1 is not equal to 5. It will then run back the do while loop. Then it continue to check this condition and still run. So you just loop again. So I think in this case, I have to put this whole thing in the do while loop so that if this run back to loop, it will then run this side again, and then the user can prompt another input and have a try. And after you have the correct number, it will get out of the do while loop and then to the next command. Okay, I will run this program again. As you can see here, if I make the wrong guess, it will give me another chance to guess, and the prompt is not broke again. And also in this one, use I want to use some user validation that is did the user enter a number less than or not greater than 10, and then have they entered a character. So in this do while loop, I want to ask the try catch one. So it will check if the user prompted character. Much. Mark exception. Yes. Validate format. Yes. And also I will add an if condition if the guess number is uh, in the range from 1 to 10. So yeah. Mm, mm. But if it's out of the range like this, we will print a comment range. Then continue. So yeah, because we get the value of the guess inside of the do while, so it maybe cannot. It will report an error of use of assigned local variable guess. So in here to fix this bug, I will just assign it to a value. So after I change the integer guess to 0, it will fix the error. However, when I try to run the program, so I try with a letter, maybe I, okay, it will say that invalid format, please enter again. So it will find out if I entered the wrong comment at the wrong format. And so now I will try with the number out of range. And it said that your guess is wrong, but not the invalid range. So the problem here is I used the wrong syntax. So this means that it gets smaller than 1 and gets bigger than 10. So I will change it into odd. So you just need guess smaller than 1 or guess bigger than 10, and it will activate this line. And also I want to explain the continue here. So if it satisfies this condition, it will print out this one. Continue, it will run back to the do while loop and then run it again. So I will have a try. So if I guess a number outside of the range, it will say that invalid range, please enter again, and then come back to the do while loop and start with right line as a number with between 1 and 10. Okay, so that's all for the test. And now I will alter the program so that it takes a number entered by user one. So this part is for user two. I will make something for user one. Okay. First of all, I will make it into 0. Then we'll start the coding for the user one. And also include the while loop, the try catch, the try catch one. Um, try catch. Then I will start with the prompt. And then number will take the input. So on this lab code, I don't have to compare it into anything. So I just include the try catch one and then the condition if the user input is between 1 and 10. We still have some error here. If and so recommend. However, in this one, try catch is not a loop, so we cannot use the same thing as here. So yes. However, I want to that if I entered a character here, it will catch the error and then also run again this one, not skip to the user two. So I will add a while loop here. Then I will make some change in this. So if so I will change the condition here. So if the get is in the range, I will break the whole loop to come to the next code of user two. And if it's not, so it will run again the while loop is also always true, and then it will run again this one. So if guess is in range in this range, I'll change this and so n. So the guess will be inside of this range. The guess is the number. So break the whole loop and then come to the user two. Most invalid range. Okay, that should be fine. I will run this program again. I will try with maybe 11. Yeah, that's good for the invalid range. And how about the character? Okay, maybe 5. Guess a number. Check the range. All good. And the character. Okay. if I am entering the wrong number, you guess it wrong, try to guess again. Okay, correct number. You have guessed a number. Oh, there. So that's so fantastic. So for task 7, I will have to write a program which prints all the number between 1 and n, where n is provided by the user and that are evenly divisible by 4 but not by 5. So first of all, I will name it main class as divisible 4. So first I will create a program so that the user can input a number n. And then integer n equal to system convert that we can convert the string from this one to integer. And now I'm going to use the for loop so that it can goes from 1 to number n. So for integer I equal to 0 or equal to 1, I smaller and or equal to n, I plus plus. And now we will use if statement to check it is evenly divisible by 4 but not by 5. Divisible by 4 and more. And 5 is not divisible by 5. In this statement, I will print out if it satisfies the condition. That should be good. I will try if the code is correct. So enter a number, maybe 12. It will print out that for at 12 that will satisfy the condition. So I will try with another number, maybe 20. So it will print out that 4, 8, 12, and 16, not 20, because 20 is divisible by 5. So that's all for the task 7.